What's up guys, it's Rex Collects and we're back with another collection video. So the other two did decently well and I'm finally remaking what ended up being this channel's most successful video when it first launched. I'm finally getting round to remaking my Xbox 360 game collection video. Now, we did the PSP one to start off with. That was a console I didn't do back or ever before on this channel. Or well, rather handheld. The PS2 was a remake, but this one, like, it was also a remake in that I'd grown somewhat, but trust me, there was 15 games in the video I did 6 years ago. Now there is 87, right? In the last few years, I've started to more heavily collect for some of the game consoles, and in terms of what goes up most in these videos, I plan to do these yearly. I plan to do like things like pickup videos whenever I buy new games and stuff. Kind of that's what the content on here is going to be. I think this will be what grows the most. Now, I should stress, like I said, the PS2 version, I have not played all these games, alright? I have not had the time to sit and play all these games. My system for playing the ones I have played is it's usually random number generator, because I like to make it more interesting, because I don't know if anyone else with a lot of games can relate to this, but I'm indecisive. It's not as hard to choose when I'm playing on a digital console like my Series S. That maybe makes it a bit easier to choose, but when I've got all the physical games in front of me, it's the choice, it can be quite immense. So, I'll point out which ones I have played, which ones I haven't, but this will probably be the longest video on here today, so we're going to get started in just a moment. And you can see the stacks to the right. Now, in the PS2 version, you're able to see all the games kind of in front of you here before I started. There was that many games that would not work. So we're going to start with the two giant towers worth of games I've got, and we're just going to go through them all. So our first, and I will stack them behind me as we go. So the first game we got up is Call of Duty 3. Now this is a game that I've played some of the campaign for, really do enjoy this one. As far as Call of Duties go, I love the ones that are set in World War II, and World War I, so this is kind of one of my favourites. And you know, I think this was one of the first Call of Duties on the 360, but we're going to place that there and go up the piles. Second game, one that I have poured a lot of time into, got a lot of nostalgia in. Grand Theft Auto 4, and this is a game that I've played many times over. Really do enjoy the story in this one. This game is a lot of fun, especially when you start playing around with cheat codes. This game can get interesting because it's got the feature in the game where you dial up with the in-game phone to do cheat codes, and that can be a lot of fun. So far that's 2 games in a row I've played. Next up, we've got Lego Indiana Jones The Original Adventures. Need I say more? Really fun game. Of course, this came out back in 2008 when they were going nuts with Indiana Jones stuff. They had the Lego sets. And sadly, due to the way the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull went, which is not in this game, it is in an upcoming game in this collection, we didn't get much more. And it came back and died again since. We didn't get a new game. But really cool game that I played quite a bit of back in the day. And I'm actually currently working on completing again. Our next game we have up here is Dynasty Warriors Empires. This is like a kind of battle strategy kind of game. I've played a bit of this. I've not played too much of it, but that's all I can say. It's like, you know, you can choose to invade, you can choose to defend different like kind of areas and take over. It's quite fun. So we're going to got 3 stacks we're just going to work with here. Our next game's a kind of combo game. This is something I got as part of a lot of eBay, and it's previously been in CEX, as you can see from the sticker. But with this game, you got Lego Indiana Jones Original Adventures, which have already been over, and you got DreamWorks Kung Fu Panda, because 2008, that's when that came out. So this, as you can see, says bundle copy, which means this would have been included with a 360 console. So we're going to put that one there. I've not tried the Kung Fu Panda game, maybe I will eventually. Like I said, random number generator is how I decide what the hell I'm playing. What I do is I random number generate, like, out of, and that's going with all my consoles, so I could end up with PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, PSP, 360, Xbox One. That's kind of how I do it. Our next game up, I have not played, so we've got quite far there. Race Driver Grid, from what I understand, could be like a Need for Speed type game. I could be very wrong, some old stickers stuck to this one. But I'm yet to play this one, so when I find out, who knows. I was saying that before in the PS2 one, that I'll be able to update you guys over the course of these videos coming out yearly with what ones I have played. Next one I have not played, and it's a co-worker will be mad at this one because this is one that he got me to buy that he said was good. We got Metal Gear Solid: The Phantom Pain Day 1 Edition. I have not played it, so I can't say anything about it. I want to know how many angry comments I'm going to get on these videos for the games I've not tried. The next one I have played quite a bit of, Lego Batman 2 DC Superheroes. You know, it's a sequel to the first Lego Batman game, but it's got a bit more to it. Well, quite a bit more to it. Really fun game. I do like it, but it's the first Lego Batman. It's where it's at. And eventually I plan to play the one that's currently out. Next game up I have played, and it is I was about to say Lego. It is Star Wars: The Clone Wars Republic Heroes. This one's like a battle strategy quite game, and you go through like a little story and stuff with it as well. This one's loads of fun. It's got loads of fun achievements in that game. One of my favourite games. I'll fix the pile there so it's usable. Our next game up I have played through some of, but not all of. The Simpsons game. This is one of those slightly more pricey 360 games. Something with the 360 is most of the games are not pricey. Like, the vast majority of games can be picked up for cheap, but this is one of those ones that will, like, and I say cheap, like £5 to £10, right? Sometimes less than 5. But this is one of those few ones that I would say crosses 20. At least that I have in my collection. Loads of fun. This came out in 2007 to go along with the lineup for the Simpsons movie. Our next game up is one that I had saw things about on YouTube and instantly went and bought. LA Noire. So this is a 1940, it's set in LA. It's a Rockstar game, so that's how you know it's good. It's set in 1940s in LA. And like you solve crimes, you have to do like that whole body language thing to figure out like cases and stuff like that. And like the interrogations and stuff. It is an open world game as well. It's really fun. Can't recommend that one enough. Our next one I'm currently doing a little playthrough of here and there. It is Batman Arkham City. And this is one of those ones that has the sleeve, which is pretty cool. Slide that back on. A game that I played quite a bit when it came out, but I'm re-experiencing it. Our next game I have not sat and played. Some of these games I've played before. I will point out the ones that I played years ago. We got Battlefield 3. I have not yet got round to playing this one, so I'm not going to say too much about it. A game that I played a lot back when it came out, and this game holds certain nostalgia to it for me. Call of Duty Ghosts. Now, I know a lot of people in the Call of Duty fandom that don't like this. I don't know why, but I really do enjoy Ghosts, and I've played it on quite a few consoles. The next up is one that I have started to play, but then things got in the way and I kind of got interrupted. I started to play this and then I got called into work late one night and I've not been able to sit down and play it again since. Batman Arkham Origins. I hear this is a great game. I still got to go through and play it. Next up is a game that I did get a good bit of the story through so far. I did play this roughly when it came out. This is Lego The Hobbit, and this is, you know, when Lego games were still quite decent. This is, at least for me, this is before they took that shift and became not so great. So they're still good at this point. Really do enjoy this one. Yeah, but I mean, if you guys have seen my other channel, my main channel, you guys know that I'm a sucker for Lego games. Speaking of Lego games, I've got one that I've played a little bit of. I play, again, like some other games, I played it more when it came out. And this is like a re-experience because I had to start recollecting. This is Lego Marvel Superheroes, which is, I remember that one being quite fun, but I've only recently just managed to start playing through it again. Next up, we got Lego Lord of the Rings, a game that I completed at least once or twice back in the day, and I'm planning to replay it again and complete it again. A game that I played so much, and I recently found out, so I thought the Xbox 360, like Xbox Live thing, can be pointless to sign into, because most of the games would be dead, or if not all of them. I signed in on Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, and there was a full lobbies, multiple full lobbies, where I was going and still being able to play with people, and it was like being back in 2011-12. And honestly, the nostalgia was so much fun. I've recently played through the story on this one. Loads of fun. Like, the nostalgia with some of these late 2000s, early 2010s Call of Duty games is crazy. A game I have not played but cost exactly £1 is Operation Flashpoint Dragon Rising. Not had the chance to play this one, but yeah, it's one that I'm going to sit and play at some point. Next up is one that I played a lot back in the day, is Sega Rally. Sega Rally is a really fun one. I am a sucker for racing games, and this one's up there, one of my favourites. Very nostalgic loading menu. I played that, I actually booted that one up not long before filming this. Great fun. Speaking of Call of Duties, we got this. Call of Duty, this is up there as in my top 5 favourite Call of Duties. We got Call of Duty World at War. World War II set, I'm a bit of a history buff, and I really do enjoy this game quite a bit. Especially the fact that I, again, like Modern Warfare 3, this game from 2008, its online still works, and that is absolutely brilliant. Our next game up is Lego Indiana Jones 2, The Adventure Continues. Now, this game, I have a love-hate relationship. I love the fact that it has the create your own level thing in it. That is cool. Like, I cannot think of many games that let you do that I've played at least. But the downfall of this game, and it is a downfall, it cuts, so you have the main story in this game that you're going to be playing through is Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. And unfortunately with that is it does have the other 3 movies in it, but it's condensed. Like, there is no opening boulder scene in this game. Things like that. I think you start in Nepal. It's not great. But next up we have Sky Elder Scrolls. You're going to hate me. I've not quite played this one. Blame the random number generator, but I have seen people play through it and it does look fun. A game I have, however, played is Street Fighter Tekken X. I may be reading the name of that wrong, but, you know, the Tekken and Street Fighter games are a lot of fun. A game that I have completed, and you would expect me to have completed, Lego Star Wars 3, The Clone Wars. This is one of my favourite Lego games, and some of the funniest cutscenes of any Lego game are in this one. Great fun to play, and it's one of those games that I've been working on getting all the achievements in lately. Our next game up, I have not yet had the chance to play, and it is Dead Island. It's one of those games I've watched reviews of. I am looking forward to playing it when I do get the opportunity to play it. A game that I have played, and I know that a friend of mine is going to comment about it. Transformers, the game, is a lot of fun. Even if you don't understand fully the lore of Transformers, you can have a lot of fun with this game. Brilliant game, loads of fun to play through, quite addictive. You can play that game for hours on end without getting bored. Another a game that is iconic to the Star Wars space yet again. If you're just finding me on this channel, you've not seen my main one, I'm a big Star Wars fan. So, you know, I've got a whole channel dedicated just to the Lego from it. But Star Wars The Force Unleashed, love this game. Apart from that one level with that Jedi who's reconstructed like the council chambers within the junkyard, and he's crazy. And he's got like the 4 lightsabers and stuff. That's the only level in that game I don't like. Now, something I have not played, at least not in the last 10 years, Assassin's Creed. This is one that, again, that I want to replay and will eventually get onto. A game that a co-worker got me to buy, because we do regular little trips to retro game places. And The Godfather 2, I've heard nothing but great things about this game. Again, I've just not had the time to play it. A lot of these games, it's more a matter of time, and when I do the random number generator stuff, it ends up landing on certain games. So, there is that. But it is a game I've watched playthroughs of, and I'm excited to do. I might even play some of it after recording this video. Who knows? Of course, you got to have Minecraft Xbox 360 edition. Now, the cool part about having this on the 360 is if you don't update the 360, or if you have a profile that's connected offline, you can play in TU11 Minecraft, which is the one that a lot of us will have a lot of nostalgia for, and remember from back in the days, that tutorial world. I had a blast playing for that. A game that I have played through a good amount of the story of is the first Gears of War game. A lot of fun. I like the way that this one, like, is, especially the way that you move the character, it not being in first person, is kind of interesting for a game where you mainly are shooting at targets. Really do like this one. I love the world design in that one too. A game based off one of my favorite movies, yeah. Lego Pirates of the Caribbean. Really do enjoy that one. 2011, we got quite a few Lego games. We got this, I can't remember what the other one we got that year was, and we also got Clone Wars, so great year for Lego games. Speaking of Lego games, this one I don't have too much nostalgia for, though I did play it on the PS4 when it came out. We have Lego Jurassic World. Now, if I'm being honest, I prefer the Jurassic Park movies over the Jurassic World movies. I would like a Lego, well, I could be wrong, this could exist. But I would like a Lego game based off of Jurassic World. So that could be interesting. But I have played through some of that recently. A game I've not tried yet because I'm currently working on the first one. But I know I've played it at some point. Gears of War 2. I'm not going to say much more because I've not played it. And we're not going to be able to stack things up there. We'll have to go on either side there. A game I have played quite a lot. And it's actually showed up in my... This is one of the only games that crosses all 3 main collection videos. I suppose there'll be other collection videos, but of course there's 3 of them. It's Lego Star Wars 2, the original trilogy. Xbox 360 must buy. I like this. It's got the little award things on it. Fun game. If you know anything about me, I'm actually collecting all the minifigures from both games combined, which is the complete saga, which will show up later on in this video. But loads of fun with this game, playing on the PSP, and it's even more fun on the 360, because it has many different achievements and stuff to get from the complete saga. A game I played when it came out, but not played in well over a decade. Because again, I buy a lot of games at once, so I'm just taking my time to get through them. We have Lego Batman 3 Beyond Gotham. Not tried this one, but I'm going to have to try it before I... Or play it rather, before I play the new one. Because I want to play all 3 before I go and get the new one. Hopefully by then the new one's maybe a bit cheaper. Next game we got up here is Grand Theft Auto Episodes from Liberty City, the DLC that was available on a disc, and it's 2 complete games. You can either play The Lost and Damned or The Battle of Gay Tony, and this game's a lot of fun. It takes place in the GTA 4 map. There's the 2 stories you get there, but a game I played a lot of at one point and was really addicted to. So that is the first stack, and that was, let me count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So it's 39 games I've just went through, and that's already more than the PS2. You can kind of see where this is going. So let's get started on the second tower of games. But what I'm actually going to do quickly is I'm going to move these up onto the bed next to me here, because it's just going to get in the way if I try to make this work with those there as well. I think it would just be easier to stack the new pile up as well, because then I'm not kind of confining myself into a smaller space to work with here. So just gonna lift those. Yeah. Right, there we go. Let's get started and stack them up again. Right, so starting off the next stack, we have BioShock. Now, it's not a game that I have played. I've seen videos of it being played, and it looks fun. 10 out of 10. I mean, like, if it's that good, it must be great. Wait, that makes no sense. But one I need to get around to playing. A game that I did play a lot as a teenager. I don't know why I found this so fun. Like, it is a rip-off of GTA. But or some people view it that way. But this Saints Row as a series eventually became its own thing. But the first game is a lot of fun. And it's one of those ones that I did play a lot of years ago. And it's one of those games that I occasionally go back and end up replaying. And that's why I don't play a lot of the games here. A game that I have not played on the 360, but I played this on the Xbox One when it came out. I actually got this with my Xbox One. Advanced Warfare, and that's probably one of the cheapest Call of Duties you can buy. A game I've played a bit of the campaign, quite a bit of the campaign for, is Wolfenstein The New Order. Again, games that are set in kind of like World War II-ish era kind of stuff, which is, I could be wrong about when that's set, but really do love it, especially the art on this one. This is a pretty cool one. But it's a game that I've had a lot of fun playing. Our next one up is, I've not played this one yet, but I have played some of the other James Bond games. I have most of the James Bond games here, I think. But I'm currently working my way through another one, so I've not picked up this one yet. 007 Quantum of Solace, but, you know, once I'm done the other one, it's one that I plan to get to. A game that I have played all the way throughout is the Lego Movie video game. I mean, some people might question, oh, you're playing a kid's game, but the Lego games, unless you have tried them, they are so much fun. Like, they're addictive, even if you're not into Lego. I know people who don't collect Lego or not even fans of the IP it's based on and still find them fun. So we're going to put that there. Our next game up is a game that I have played a lot of, Batman Arkham Asylum. Brilliant game. I mean, the stuff on the case speaks for itself. And this is Game of the Year edition. Our next game up, I have not played yet. The Reckoning, so I'm not going to put too much in about it. Brutal Legend with Blackjack. Brilliant game. I have played it, but again, not recently. A game, and I know my friend, check him out on YouTube, TerraKiller T1 is going to be mad at this. I have not yet played Aliens vs Predator, and this is a game that he got me to buy because he said it's worth buying. It's one that I do plan on playing. Like I said, there's a lot of games here that I just haven't had the chance to play. I know I keep saying it, but it's like, between all the consoles, I find myself on the PS2 more than anything else half the time. But our next game up is one of the ones, and it's one of those ones that had quite a few discs that like to fall out, apparently. Wow. That is actually ridiculous. But yeah, this is a game that requires 4 discs to play. That is actually disgraceful. I don't think they've given me the correct type of case to hold all these. But yeah, sorry about that. By the way, that wasn't the disc being caught in the case. That was like part of the plastic. So yeah. But lost Odyssey I've not played yet. Something I found ironic, and we're going to talk about this when I get to GTA 5, but it's, see, when you're playing games that required, like the very few games that required multiple discs to play on the console, a Xbox 360 Slim, and mine is a 320 gigabyte, had problems installing games correctly. I had to go buy a fat Xbox 360 because they're perfect at doing it. I ended up buying a Modern Warfare 2 one. Anyway, Saints Row 2. Weirdly enough, I'm surprised I've not picked this one up yet because I enjoyed the first one so much. Also, I've not like picked it up as and played it. It's a game I've had sitting around for a while. And speaking of James Bond games that I have actually sat and played through quite a bit, 007 Legends is a really fun game. See, this is why I like the Xbox 360 era. We don't get stuff like this anymore. It doesn't feel like that we do. Anywho, next up we have South Park: The Stick of Truth. I played this quite a bit on the PS4. I've yet to try the 360 version, but I had a lot of fun. And a game that a lot of you will know is one of my, if not my favourite game of all time, and it's kind of predictable if you've watched my other channel or some of the older videos on this channel. And I need to get myself the non-classics version of this case. Lego Star Wars: The Complete Saga. Again, I want to get one of the normal cases for this. That's one of the only games where that would be a thing. It's like, we were discussing this last night in the video with the PlayStation 2 Platinum cases, but love this game, played it through many times. In fact, on my main channel, and I suppose it's a bit of a shameless plug here, Captain Rex Productions 72, I'm currently collecting both real and custom minifigures, the complete character selection from that game. Anyway, a game taking us back to 2012, we have Black Ops 2. I play a lot of this on the online. I have never played the story for this. I played the online quite a bit though. Next up, we got Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. Again, I did play some online with this, but not a lot. I mostly played the story in this one. And back to racing games, we got Project Gotham Racing. Loads of fun. Again, it's just racing games, a lot of them are the same, but you know, it's great when some of them have gimmicks. I wouldn't say that one did, although some of you may disagree. And a game that was in last night's video, and it transcends more than one console. See, that's the thing. I like to play games on different hardware, same game on different hardware, and we got Lego Batman the video game, right? I mean, this is one of the best games I've ever played. I'm actually doing a series for this on my main channel as well. I like this case a lot more than I like that Complete Saga one. I am going to eventually end up doing that. We also got BioShock Infinite. I have not played. I am not going to get in a conversation on that one. Again, however, I have played all the way through and absolutely loved every bit of it. And of course, because it's a Rockstar game, it is Red Dead Redemption. Loads of fun. I just love the way the mechanics in this game work, like, you know, the kind of bounty system and stuff like that, and the horse system. It's the shooting mechanics and stuff as well. The fact that you can be remembered by police after you commit crimes and stuff until you pay off at like the train stations and stuff. Absolutely brilliant. Love it. And a game so good that I bought the console that was released for this, like the special one. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. I have played through the story on this one countless times. The online's fun. The special ops where you have to survive, I would always pick the kind of Siberian kind of the base with all the snow, and absolutely love that. You know, having to take out all people, survive all the rounds. Very nostalgic game, Modern Warfare 2. Next up, we have a game that I played a lot as a kid, Need for Speed Hot Pursuit. I love that you have to ram people to win and stuff like that, or take out the fleeing cars when you're a cop. It's a great fun, that game. Next up is, weirdly enough, one of the only games I'll say this for in the collection. And I'll tell you something else that was great in that game. The music selection. Granted, the game came out in, like, what, 2010? Yeah, 2010. And it's got that really cool, like, 2000s, late 2000s, early 2010s rock music in it. So it's got a good soundtrack. Again, I've not tried Gears of War 3 yet because I'm waiting until I've completed the first game. There's a few games like where if I'm doing the random number generator and that comes up, if I'm still playing the first in the game of series of games, I will ignore it. Need for Speed Most Wanted. Now I picked this up and it kept crashing, so I don't know what the deal is with that. I might probably have to replace a disc. And a game that I have in my collection, because weirdly enough, I do not have a Kinect sensor, but CEX no longer takes these in trade. There's certain games that just don't. And with that, it's Kinect Adventures, which, you know, I have once or twice considered getting into the Kinect games just as a gimmick, because I have two 360s, one that's hooked up in a large open space, one that's in here in the room, so maybe. I don't know. There's some Kinect games do look like they'd be fun just to try once or twice, and they're so cheap. I don't know. Like, I did have a Kinect sensor way back when they first came out. Wow, that's 16 years ago, but yeah. A game that I have recently started playing is Lego Marvel Avengers. Now, again, some people question my random number generator. Why don't just stick to a game? I don't know. This is just more fun this way. But I really do enjoy this one because I recently, like last year, sat and watched all the Marvel movies for the first time. Great fun. Another game that I've got addicted to here and there is Dragon Ball Z Burst Limit. Now, the reason, I don't know, I just find the fight mechanics and stuff, it's like a very Tekken-esque game, and I really do enjoy it for that. The Force Unleashed 2. Now, I've not played this in recent memory. I played this probably last in like 2013. Again, I'm currently working on the first one, so I'm waiting to play that one again. Again, I've not played, and Terra Killer T1 is probably going to kill me for this. Sonic Generations is a game I'm yet to try, but I've heard is really great. A game that I picked up. Now, I did not know this existed. I thought this was the kind of thing that would be lost to time. With 360 stores closing down, you'd have to find a console with this stuff in it. But all these little Xbox 360 arcade-style games, like Pac-Man and stuff like that, Uno, actually had a physical disc, and I had no idea this was a thing till I found it in a retro game store, and I thought this was brilliant. Loads of fun, especially with the Pac-Man trying to beat it to get the achievement. A game that I played as a kid frequently that I've not touched in years, Viva Pinata, one that I really want to try and play again. Again, I've not played because I'm working on 007 Legends, but GoldenEye Reloaded I heard is apparently the best one in the series. A game that I've recently played quite a bit of and played a lot when it came out, Halo Reach. Gotta love a bit of Halo. The first Black Ops. Now, I don't recall, right, playing too much of the online for this one. But I do recall playing the story, and it's like that first mission where you think you've assassinated someone, it turns out you haven't. You have to go and escape to the airfield and stuff. Quite a bit of fun. That's like the first mission from that game always sticks with me. Now, you know how I showed you that disc earlier, right? Or that game, the first act, and it was the Grand Theft Auto episode from Liberty City? Well, that was a DLC that was on another disc. Kind of like what this is here. Ultimate Sith Edition, Star Wars The Force Unleashed, and it lets you play as like original trilogy characters, which is pretty cool. It's one that I've not yet played, but honestly, some of the ones I haven't played, I'm tempted just to give a go, you know, after we film this video. And by the way, do like and subscribe if you're enjoying this video, because this is the longest thing I've probably produced for this channel. I wonder if I'm wrong on that. We'll have to find out. Grand Theft Auto 5. I've played this on most systems it's available on other than PC. And, you know, the 360 edition is the first edition I ever played, you know, and you do have your 2 discs. And believe it or not, I wanted to replay the 360 edition, and my 360 Slim would not take it, despite having a huge hard drive. It's part of the reason, that and a few other games are the reason I went and got myself an old fat console. I did point a Red Ring of Death. Depends on which one you buy, but it was kind of worth it. A game gifted to me by a co-worker, and I've been playing on and off here and there. I do like the mechanics in it. Dead Rising, and I think I may have the second one here somewhere. I could be wrong, but really enjoy that game. Halo 3. Now, unfortunately, I wasn't gaming back when this online was popular, but I remember watching a lot of the YouTube videos on it, and oh yeah, this was a thing, getting the 48-hour trial of Xbox Live. All of these games do, well enough, if I was to open them up for on camera, do have the little slips for Xbox Live. And I wonder if those are still redeemable all these years later. It's something I've considered trying. You know, as I don't have to pay for my Xbox Live for a bit. But Halo 3, I've recently played through the story. Very nostalgic. Here's a game I recently found existed, and I played a little bit of it. Adventure Time: The Secret to the Nameless Kingdom. It's like a top-down game, as you can see here on the back, and it's one of the more fun ones. It feels very retro, and I do like that about it. Next up is another game recommended to me by a co-worker, is Alan Wake. Now, I have not yet played Alan Wake. It is on my list to play, as are all these games, but I've heard nothing but good things about Alan Wake. It's meant to be like one of the more, like, what I'm looking for. It's one of the more hyped 360 games I've heard about. This game I know I've not played. What was it? Cypress 2? But again, another co-worker recommendation that I should pick this one up. So it's one of those games I'm going to have to eventually play. I don't know why I say that. It's like I plan to do that with all of them. Rainbow Six Siege Vegas 2. I played the first one and it is one of my favourite games, so I can't wait to try this one. Next up is a game that I played to death years ago. Driver San Francisco, and this is one that, again, when I do eventually jump into playing, I am very excited to get into it. Some says, like, sometimes a random number generator of all those consoles, it frequently ends up picking PS1, PS2 games, so it ends up picking lower numbers. I could just do it by console, but I do it by all the games. It kind of makes it more fun. Sleeping Dogs is like, what's the way to describe this? It is like Grand Theft Auto in many ways, and it's a lot of fun. A big open world game. It's basically Grand Theft Auto set in Hong Kong, and it's quite fun. We just don't get like games like that are kind of rip-offs or heavily inspired in the way that game is, or Saints Row. We got the only one that I have for this console, which surprises me because I thought I would own more of them, because I do own most of the Horizon games on more up-to-date consoles, but Forza Motorsport 3. And it's crazy, like, this was hyped years ago as one of the biggest racing games, and I suppose it would have been at the time of the really good car selection in this game. This game is one of the ones I do frequently come back to, just the nostalgia of it. But having played recently the new Forza Horizon 6, I know the Horizon games are different, but that game now feels so small. There's a few games that feel that way. And the final game here is one I have not yet played. In fact, I ordered a bulk lot of games. That's where some of this has come from. Most of it is like CE Export, but the last game we got, Assassin's Creed 2. Now, sorry, I was just pulling down the notification bar there. Not played, but I remember years ago watching someone play this on YouTube on live streams. But there you have it. Not all the games in one frame. In fact, can we do that? Just so I can do like a little zoom out shot of all the games. But 87, it's a console that I find very collectible and a lot of fun to collect. I'm going to pull this out so we can have that there. One moment. Yeah, not all this can be in the one frame, but this that you're currently seeing, I want to use that as the thumbnail. But the Xbox 360 is a console that I grew up with and I keep coming back to collecting games. By the way, these are all equal stacks. That is cool. They're all equal. 3 same height stacks here. But it's a console I have a lot of fun with. And, you know, I have got the Xbox One and the Series S, but I don't love them as much as I love this. And so at the end of the last one, I talked about what games I want to pick up by next year. The Family Guy video game is one that is on my radar, as is... There's a few. The Prison Break game is one that I want to buy. I want to buy the first Godfather game. I'm starting, there's those 2 really expensive Transformers games, like £38 a piece. I think it's like 76 or something. No, it's like, it's some number. I'm bad at math. That I want to pick up thanks to Terrakiller T1, and he's also the reason I've briefly been looking at the Skylanders games. But this 87 games is what I've got here in total, and I will probably end up with well over 100 by next year that I do this. And, you know, it's not the last you'll see this. I'm planning to do, like, frequent pickups. So if I was to go out tomorrow before work or whatever and jump into CEX and buy stuff, that would then be a video. But I want to thank everyone who joined me for this one. Longest video on the channel. I'd imagine the only thing that will ever beat this is future versions of this that will end up being longer. There's very few games for the 360 I've ever looked at and went, I don't like. The things I know I'll end up picking up more of is, like, the Forzas. Something that I have debated doing for quite a while is now, obviously the 360 was a region-locked console. And with that, I can only play the PAL region games, which is what all these are. But some of the Xbox 360 did not do brilliant in Japan, because obviously Sony is native to Japan, so that was always going to do better, as well as other brands like Nintendo. But something that I have debated doing is getting a Japanese region 360. You can get region 3 ones, but that's a bit dodgy. And buying some of the Japanese games, so who knows, maybe you'll find that eventually, either in a year's time doing another one of these, on the 20th of July next year, or you'll find it, you know, through frequent game pickups, which is something I plan to make a video on every time I pick up some games, you know. That's the kind of content we're going with. But look, over 35-minute long video. I want to thank everyone who's been here for this. Tomorrow, I might do the PlayStation 1 version of this, or might even do the Blu-ray stuff with this. Nothing else that I have gaming-wise is as big as this. But, you know, it took me 6 years to get around to doing this again, and I can't wait to do it again next year. Thank you very much for watching. If there's any games you think I should pick up for the console, leave them down below. See you later.